How's it going, everybody? This is the Stimulus Check Hub here to give you your daily stimulus check and unemployment benefits updates and the latest information. If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. A like and a comment are always appreciated. Also, if you wouldn't mind sharing this with your friends and family, because I'm sure they would also like the most up-to-date information on their stimulus checks and unemployment benefits available anywhere on YouTube, which is what I try to provide here on this channel.
Let's try to wrap this whole thing up, because what we know at this time is the cost of living adjustment. This is going off of inflation, okay? And the cost of living adjustment that we saw in 2022 was at 5.9% because of the inflation that we saw back in 2021. Now, that was a very large increase in itself. And compared to the previous year when we pretty much saw nothing, this was big, but in reality, inflation has turned that 5.9% cost of living adjustment into a loss. Because one of the things I hear constantly on this channel is, I did get the 5.9% cost of living adjustment, but I also got my SNAP benefits reduced. I got other things reduced. I have to pay more for Medicare, right? Lots of big changes. Now, currently, we have inflation sitting at 7.9%, okay? The reason why this is so important, back in October of 2021, I believe inflation was at 6.2%, okay? So quite a bit down from where we are right now. Well, the cost of living adjustment for 2023, based off of where we are currently at, it's already sitting at 3.9%. Okay, already at 3.9%. That's just 2% off of what we saw for 2022. Now, the projected cost of living adjustment for 2023, which let me remind you, this will not come out officially until October of 2022. The projection is 7.6%. Okay, 7.6%. That's pretty good. Okay, that's a pretty good increase. But, and again, it's a substantial jump from what we are currently seeing at 3.9%. But this also comes with other things that you have to worry about, because if you get more money, you also lose benefits. Now, even though a lot of people were very excited about this news of a 7.6% cost of living adjustment number, this is not all that it's made out to be. According to the Senior Citizens League, they say that the average Social Security benefit is currently around $1,564 per month. Not bad. But in order to keep up with the 8.6% year-over-year CPI-W reading for February, again, this is the reading that we use for the cost of living adjustment, which it heavily favors certain things, entertainment, right? Things that many seniors don't care about, but it actually doesn't weigh heavily enough on things like healthcare, right? So there's some issues with this. But according to the Senior Citizens League, they say in order to keep up with the 8.6% year-over-year CPI-W reading for February, this benefit should be closer to $1,698, not $1,564 per month. That's a difference of $134 a month. That's pretty substantial. $134 when you are seeing decreases in SNAP benefits, when you're seeing increases in healthcare costs. That's substantial. To a lot of people, that's all they have left at the end of the month is $100, $150. It's very little, especially to live off for an entire month. But we also know that according to the Senior Citizens League, Social Security has lost roughly 30% of its buying power just since 2000. Okay? And these are real issues. And I really wanted to bring this up because this projected cost of living adjustment right now, this has a lot of people wondering, what should they do for the future? How do we plan for the future? What could we expect in the future? So again, I know this is just a projection, but let's say we run with this projection, or we pretty much take what we got this year of of 5.9% and what the projection is at 7.6, and we find the middle, right? We find the middle and figure out how can we live like this. So, something I want you to keep in mind is, and again, this is, maybe you don't care about this, but you should, is that the Federal Reserve at this moment is currently raising interest rates. And the Federal Reserve just this week alone raised rates by 0.25%. The expectation is the Federal Reserve is going to continue to raise rates at a rate of 0.25% for their next 7 meetings. This will take them into the end of the year and bring them between 1.75 and 1.9% by the end of this year. Their goal is to be at 1.9%. All right? Now, here's the reason I bring this up. The reason why this is important is because when you raise interest rates, it will slow down the economy and it will cause disinflation. Okay? So we won't see inflation keep going. It will level off and start to fall back down. We won't see deflation, but we will see disinflation. And the lower inflation goes, and the way it is set around October, that is going to mean a smaller cost of living adjustment for you. Okay? Which, to many people, a smaller cost of living adjustment, as long as inflation is down, as long as no more SNAP benefits get pulled away, as long as no more, you don't got to pay anything more for your health care, that's a win-win. But when prices keep going up, and I'm going to give you this would be a good scenario, but when prices keep going up, usually people on fixed incomes get hurt because you're locked in at a certain cost of living adjustment at the beginning of the year, but rates and prices keep going up. That's a huge issue because as long as everything keeps going up and you're locked in, well, you're kind of missing out on a lot of that, all right? But this would be your best case scenario. And again, this wouldn't be great, but this would be the best case scenario if we were already in October, is if we saw fairly high inflation in October, but then, come December and January, February, we see it come down. I'm just leaving November out of it because, who really cares? But if we see high inflation in October and then you got, November, December, January, February, March, and it starts plummeting and we see inflation just drop, right? That would be really good because you'd be locked in with a higher cost of living adjustment, but they're not going to take that money away. Just because inflation's dropping and prices are becoming cheaper, that's okay. You would have that money. You'd have it locked in. So that would be the best case scenario. But again, we're in March. We got to get to October 1st. Okay? Not just October 1st, but we got to get to October anyway. And again, we're months away. But keep in mind that the way the cost of living adjustment is calculated is based off of I believe it's the third quarter of this calendar year compared to the third quarter of the previous year. Okay? So right now, just understand that we have no idea where inflation is headed. We know where it currently is, or technically off of last month, but we know where that is, 7.9%. Okay? So just make sure you stay up to date on what inflation is at, what the projections for the Social Security cost of living adjustment are, right? If there's any increases that we could potentially see that you would have to pay for. Okay, let's keep an eye on those things. Okay, because these are things that are extremely important to really the future. All right. If you have questions on any of this stuff, you can always comment down in the comment section below. Let me know what your questions are, and I'll try to get to them as quickly as possible. But just understand, this would be huge. A 7.6% cost of living adjustment would be insane. Okay. But the issue there is that also means we see inflation skyrocket as well.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below. A like and a comment are always appreciated. Also, if you wouldn't mind sharing this with your friends and family, because I'm sure they would also like the most up-to-date information on their stimulus checks and unemployment benefits available anywhere on YouTube. Have a good one.